why you need to stop saying I know and I understand. To know means to be aware of through inquiry, observation, or information. Now, the issue is with this word, it can make you seem like a know-it-all. I know. It can sound a little impolite. I've included understand in this list because it's very overused as well.
Understand something. I think it'll be really helpful for you to have a bank of other phrases, other words, and other interjections that you can use in place of I know and I understand. So for this exercise, I want you to imagine that I'm a boss of a company. The first synonym for to know is to be aware of. And this basically means to know that something exists. For example, I'm aware of the lack of water in the office toilets. Don't worry, an engineer is coming next Friday. To realize. And this is to understand a situation, sometimes suddenly. It can, however, just mean to understand. For example, I realized how frustrating it is that your paychecks were late this month, but I couldn't sign them because I was on a yacht and the Wi-Fi was terrible. To recognize, and this is to accept that something is legal, important, or true. For example, I recognize how much it means to you to have natural light in the office, but I have very sensitive eyes. To appreciate, this means to understand a situation and to realize that it's important. For example, I appreciate why you'd like more sick pay, but I'm afraid that people might abuse it. To acknowledge. This means to accept or admit the existence or the truth of something. For example, I acknowledge that the lack of toilet paper is frustrating, but it's not that hard to put a couple of sheets in your pocket each morning. To notice, which means to see or to become conscious of something or someone. For example, I did notice that you've been parking by the entrance each day. I understand that you have a bad leg, but you must be considerate of more executive members of staff. I see. It means I understand and that I'm paying attention to what someone is saying. However, it does depend on tone of voice. If I say, I see, it can show a bit of disapproval. So if someone were to say to me, I was off sick yesterday because I had a stomach bug, I might reply saying, I see. Was there vomit? Because if there wasn't any vomit, you should have come in. I see what you mean. I really see what you mean. This means more or less the same thing, but it's almost further implying that you don't really agree. For example, if a member of staff said to me, I won't be able to finish that project tonight because it's my birthday and my husband's taking me out, I might reply with, I see what you mean. I'll offer the project to somebody more dedicated. Fair enough. This is used to show that you understand and accept what someone has said. For example, if someone says to me, I'm not coming to the office party on Friday night because I suffer with bad social anxiety, I might say, fair enough, I'll see you on Monday, you loser. All right. And we can also say 11, which is okay. These are fairly basic. I'm sure you've heard of them already. And these are used to especially express that you have heard what someone has said, more than the fact that you accept it. For example, if my secretary comes to me and says, I'd just like to remind you that your interviewee has been waiting in the lobby for 3 hours, I might say, all right, as in I've heard you. I'll come down after I finish this game of solitaire. I see your point and I take your point. They mean the same thing. These are used to say that you understand what someone's saying, but it's also used to imply that you disagree with it. For example, if John comes to me and says, I think that you need to let Mary go, I might reply saying, I see your point, John, but I'm not sure I'm allowed to fire someone for not agreeing to go on a date with you. Come back to me if you find a better reason. I don't blame you. This is used for saying that you understand why someone has done something or why they feel a particular way. For example, if Mary comes to me and says, I'm going to speak to HR about John. HR is human resources. I might reply by saying, I don't blame you, Mary. He's a total weirdo. But don't tell HR I said that. I get what you mean, or even more slang, I get you. To get in this case means to understand. I get you, I understand you. You get me, you understand me. So if Cynthia were to come to me and say, I don't think that 8 minutes is long enough for a lunch break, I might reply saying, I get what you mean, Cynthia, but it's calculated via an algorithm and it's what the computer has decided is best for you. Even more slang is gotcha. This is a reduction. It means I get you, I've got you, I've understood you. So if someone comes to me and says, I'd like to propose a salary review, I could say, gotcha, you think it's too high as well, don't you? I'm certain that, and this just means I know, I'm certain that, I'm absolutely sure. So if someone comes to me and says, I'm feeling overwhelmed with this new workload, I might reply saying, don't worry, I'm certain that you'll be feeling underwhelmed like the rest of us in no time. That's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it.